Living in America, the best way to make it is to either be a scammer, be selfish, and just sue the shit out of everybody. I'm not the best influence. This is Kai Lavelle. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Most Americans are delaying the dream of buying a house. They want to focus on other goals until they can buy a home, according to Coldwell Banker. Let's go ahead and roll the clip. Shout out to CBS News. Let's go.
Well, many people say the American dream is defined by owning a home, but a new survey shows the cost of housing is driving people to put other major milestones on hold until they get their own set of keys. Take a look at this. It's a report from Coldwell Banker, and it shows 71% of aspiring homeowners prioritize buying a home before getting married, before starting a family, or even getting a pet. Aarthi Swaminathan is a personal finance reporter for MarketWatch and joins us now to talk about why this is happening. Aarthi, good morning. I also saw in your survey that 85% of respondents suggest they still consider owning home a part of the American dream. Why is that still crucial, and why does it get priority over even having a pet?
Owning a home is still part of the American dream because of two big reasons, at least to me, is that property ownership is still a very important part of people's adult lives, and also because most people don't really invest in stocks and other sort of assets. So, investing in property is a big driver of wealth, of generational wealth, and so this is a really, really big priority.
No, it's not, because a lot of people are trying to do this dink shit. They'll find a spouse, but they'll adopt pets and all this old other liberal bullshit, right? They'll do everything but have their own kids. And let alone, most marriages end in divorce if they're childless, right? So basically that's pointless right there. So if a couple decides to buy a house, are they gonna pass the house down to the animals? More than likely they're gonna outlive their pets. So it's like they'll buy these homes but nobody to pass it down to. You can't take none of this shit with you when you die, and it's a liability while you're alive. So you'll never own it even if you do pay it off in cash, because you still have to pay property taxes.
It's just happening at a much later stage, and so people are trying to achieve that while sacrificing other things, like having kids, like getting married. Maybe renting is cheaper for them. That could be one big driver.
And don't forget, most people are underwater in their mortgages that took them out. Because where I'm at, I live in the Bay Area. So if I was to buy a house now, my mortgage a month would be between $4,000 to $5,000 a month, and I'm paying half that in rent. So it's like, for what? I'm making it harder on myself. I'm single, so that's why I'm not in a rush to buy a house.
And one thing that's interesting, I know that after I purchased a home, is that I started to look at the neighborhood differently. I started to have deeper opinions and feelings on all sorts of things, I guess through the virtue of owning property somewhere. What is the psychological impact that home ownership has on people, I guess, and as society as a whole?
Yeah, so psychologically, you feel different, right? So I still rent, but I don't feel a sense of permanence with my house. I don't feel like I want to build deep connections with the community. I don't feel like this is something I'm going to be there forever. If you have kids, your kids will be in school. You start building other sorts of support networks within you. So psychologically, something switches on. You care more about property taxes, because as a homeowner, you pay property taxes. You care more about insurance. And so it's like a sudden switch goes on when you're a homeowner.
And another thing is, to the trust fund babies that inherit their family's properties, a lot of times they end up losing it because they forget about the property tax. I'm like, yeah, the house is paid off, but you still owe taxes on the house. You still have to pay taxes and insurance. And a lot of that people just forget about. And then the next thing you know, the government's taking their house. And it's like, oh, back to an apartment you go.
Owner, as a renter, you don't feel that invested. But that being said, with the way that home prices are trending now, renters might be in a better position to accumulate wealth through investing in the markets or investing in other assets. From a wealth accumulation point of view, the psychology I feel is shifting, but from a psychological safety point of view, I think people still really want to own a house.
Yeah, and Aarthi, you make a good point. You know what? Financially, it may be wise to rent now, save your pennies to own something later. We appreciate.
And let alone they're trying to bring out 50-year mortgages so then people can work longer and pay more in taxes. Wow, America's really the best country to live in. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.